अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तेन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So yesterday we left at question number 33, that was about transformation. So that was the seventh state of karma. Now we are moving on to the eighth state, that is upshant, subsidized state. Okay. So question number 34. Rajeshri ji, you read.
What is subsidized state? Upshant. Upashant. Is it shant, sir?
Upshant.
Upshant. A karma that does not come into fruition, does not yield its result, yet continues to exist latently is called subsidized state, upshant. When the karmic matter such as knowledge obscuring karma, jnana varna, etc. remains present in its duration, sthiti, but does not become active due to the absence of udirna for the specific duration, it is said to be in subsidized upshant state. Subsidized state, upshant, can occur in all 8 types of karmas. A karma is subsidized state upshant may undergo intensification, utkarsan, attenuation, uppercursion, or transformation, sankramam, but it cannot undergo premature fruition, udirna. Subsidized state, upshant, is one of the 10 states of karmas.
So these subsidized states happen in all the 8 karmas. That is, I think, the most unique characteristics of this. So it's a subsidized state. So when there is no rise of karma, it means a subsidized state. Okay. So when the karmic matter such as knowledge obscuring karma, etc. remains present in its duration but does not become active due to the absence of udirna for a specific duration, it is said to be in a subsidized state. Upshant, shant, okay. A karma that not comes into fruition, does not yield its result, yet continues to exist latently, is called a subsidized state. So this is one of the 10 states of karmas, and this is a subsidized state. So karma undergoes many transformations all the time due to the instrumental cause of our sentiments. Okay. So when we are doing good auspicious sentiments, we are doing any religious activity, then the karma also reacts accordingly. Okay. So bondage is also happening accordingly. And when we are indulging in inauspicious activity, then there is an inauspicious bondage happening. So these states of karmas are very interesting. If we remove karma from this philosophy, then we will not be able to prove the transmigration. We are into transmigration just because of this karma. Okay. So although karma and soul are two distinct different substances, but again there exists a instrumental cause and effect relationship which we cannot deny, which is a very part of the universal truth, and that is why the soul is transmigrating in the 4 states of existence. So karma theory is such a theory that it helps you to correlate whatever you want to prove in terms of Dravyan Yoga, that you can correlate with Karnan Yoga. So automatically it further increases your belief. Okay, so it helps in increasing your belief. So karma is always a component in our any explanation in Jainism. The karma theory will always appear. Okay, although soul and karmas are two different substances, but the instrumental cause and effect relationship makes it a part of any kind of discussions. Okay, so eighth stage we have discussed. Now it's coming the what is the difference between upsham and upshant. Okay, so upsham is subsidence and upshant is again an state. Okay, subsidized state. Okay, and this upsham is subsidence. So this is the difference between the two. So that is question number 35. Then this upsham has got two divisions, auspicious and inauspicious. That is 36 and 37 questions coming up. So all these discussions is related to this. So we are still on to the eighth state of karma only, and that is we are continuing with question number 35. So Jinali, you read 35.
What is subsidence? When the inherent potency of karma does not manifest in the soul due to a particular cause, this is called subsidence upsama. For example, just as the addition of substances like alum can cause the mud in water to settle, similarly, through the purity of the soul's own disposition, parinama, the power of the karma remains unrisen, does not become active. This is subsidence upsama. Subsidence occurs only in belief deluding karma, darshan mohaniya, and conduct deluding karma, charitra mohaniya, not in any other karmas.
So one difference we can also make out is that subsidence occurs in only the deluding karma. Okay, and that the earlier one that we discussed, the subsided state, that happens in all the 8 karmas. So this is one of the major difference between the two. Continue.
Subsidence is not considered one of the 10 states of karma. The distinctions of meritorious prasasta and unmeritorious aprasasta do not apply to upsant karmas.
So this is again a difference, that the difference of merits and demerits does not exist in subsidized state. It only exists in this upsham. Okay, subsidence. So now the next two questions are discussing this auspicious and inauspicious subsidence. 36 and 37. Darshiji.
Jai Jinendra to everyone. What is meant by auspicious subsidence? Prasasta upsham. Answer. Through the process of adhakaran, which is brought about by the practice of subsidence, upasma, and in
Upsham.
absence
Upsham.
upsham, and in absence of ananta bandhi, the suppression of deluding karma, mohinya karma, happens. This is called auspicious subsidence. Prashasta upsham. This is also referred to as antarkaran rup upsham, making intervals in karmic fruition with the help of spirituality. Shall I continue? Point B. The bringing forward or postponing of the rise of karmic particles that are due to come into fruition in the future through specific soul-produced modifications is called antarkaran rup upsham. In the case of subsidential right belief, upshamic samyaktva, it is precisely the auspicious substance of the belief deluding karma. Point C. The existence of karmas in a state without rise, uday, premature fruition, udirna, intensification, utkarshan, attenuation, upkarshan, transference into other types, praktri sankramana, destruction of duration points, tithi kandak kata, and destruction of intensity points, anubhav kandak kata, is called auspicious suppression, prasasta upsham.
So this is auspicious subsidence, okay? So the suppression of deluding karma, Monia karma, okay, brought about through the practice of suppression methods such as adhakaran, etc. So there are three kinds of this, three methods. So one is adhakaran, then there is adhakaran, apurvakaran and anavrittikaran, okay? These three are, so etc. means apurvakaran and anivrittikaran, okay? So before the self-realization, these things always happen. So these three types of things, adhakaran, apurvakaran and anivrittikaran, it happens in at 6 places, okay? So that is question number, when we refer to question number 119, okay? So you can write it down there in besides in your textbook, that see question number 119, okay? So there you will be able to know where this adhakaran and all are happening at which place, okay? See question 119, okay. Now the B part, the bringing forward or postponing of the rise of karmic matters, okay? Postponing or bringing forward. That means the karmic particles which was supposed to come in the rise at a particular moment, then either it has been postponed or it has been brought before time, okay? In either case, through specific soul produced modification is called internal subsidence. So internal subsidence could be bringing forward or postponing, okay, both ways. In the case of subsidential right faith, Opshamik Samyaktva, it is precisely the auspicious subsidence of the faith deluding karma. The existence of karma in a state without rise, okay? So there is no rise, it is there existing along with the soul's spatial units, but there is no rise, it is in a subsidized state, okay? The existence of karma in a state without rise, premature fruition, intensification, that is increase, and attenuation, that is decrease, okay? Transference into other types, para prakriti sankraman, okay? Transference into other types, destruction of duration points, and destruction of intensity points, anubhav kandak ghat, okay, is called auspicious suppression, prasast upsham, okay? So these are all bringing good results, so it is an auspicious one. Now there is again an inauspicious subsidence, okay? What is it that we are going to see now in the question number 37? Shashikala ji.
In question number 37, what is inauspicious subsidence? Aprasista upasama. Answer. Inauspicious subsidence is also known by other name, sadavastha
Upsham.
Sadavastha Rupa. Sadavastha Rupa Upasama, that is suppression in an existent form. The very absence of rise, Udaya, is Aprasasta Upasama. It is only the Anantanubandhi, the most obstructive passions that have Aprasasta Upasama. For example, in the Shayopsama state of all Sarvagati, knowledge and perception obscuring Sarvagati natures, there occurs Sat Avastha Rupa Upasama. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Leaving aside the present moment, when karmas that are destined to arise in the future remain merely in existence, that is satta, without coming into fruition, udaya. That is called Sat Avastha Rupa Upasama or Aprasastha Upasama. The mere absence of fruition, Udaya, is Aprasastha Upasama. The infinitely bonding intense karma, that is Anantanantabandhi, experience only this form of inauspicious subsidence. For example, in case of Sarvagati, completely destructive karmic categories, that subdued but not yet destroyed subsidence, that is Shayavsama, that occurs is of this Satavastha Rupa, that is Satavastha as it is. That karma which on its own exists in subsidence without the influence of any of the three specific instrumental factors, karaka, that is instrumental factors. Karaka is called inauspicious subsidence. At the time of Samyak Darshana, that is right belief, the three instrumental causes, that is karakas, act specifically to subdue Darshana Mogane karma, not to suppress the Anantanubandhi kashayas, infinitely binding fashions, that is Anantanubandhi. However, the infinitely binding passions karmas, Anantanubandhi, undergoes Sat Avastha Rupa or Aprasastha Upasama naturally on their own without any external instrumentality.
So you see this inauspicious subsidence. Okay, this inauspicious subsidence has been defined in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ways. Okay. So obviously these are taken from different scriptures. So we have 6 kinds of versions for this. Okay. So first one, inauspicious subsidence is also known by another name, Sad Avastarup Upsham, suppression in an existent form. Okay. The very absence of rise is a prasast upsham. It is only the anantanubandhi, most obstructive passions, okay? Passions that bind infinitely, that binds infinite karma is anantanubandhi, okay? That have aprasast upsham. For example, in the sapsamic state of sarvagati, knowledge and perception obscuring natures, there occurs sad avastharup upsham. Okay. Third, living, one minute. So living aside is the second one only. Okay. Living aside the present moment, when karmas that are destined to arise in the future remain merely in existence without coming into fruition. Okay. So long the karma does not come into fruition, we don't have any problem. Let it be infinite karmas be there. But so long it is not coming into fruition, we are absolutely okay with it. Okay. When it comes into fruition, at that time, if you put in efforts, then you don't manifest further bondage. Otherwise, new bondages keep on happening. Okay. So your effort is directed towards this work only, that when so far it remains in subsidized state, no problem. But when it will come into fruition, then you need to raise your effort to decimate the resultant action. Okay. So that is the responsibility of the seeker. Okay. Third definition. The mere absence of fruition is a prasast upsham. Okay. So now it is not into rise of karma is not there. So it is called a prasast upsham. The infinitely bonding intense karma, anantanubandhi, experience only this form of inauspicious subsidence. Okay. So anantanubandhi passions, they have this kind of inauspicious subsidence. For example, in case of sarvagati, completely destructive karmic categories, the subdued but not destroyed subsidence that occurs is of the Sadavastha Rup. Okay. The next, the karma which on its own exists in subsidence without the influence of any of the three specific instrumental factors. Three karan, okay? Adha karan, apurva karan, and anivritti karan, which we discussed in the previous question. So that is what is being mentioned here by the karak, okay? Is called inauspicious subsidence. At the time of Samyak Darshan, right belief, the three instrumental causes, karans, okay? So again, these three karans, Adha Karan, Apurva Karan, and Anivriti Karan, act specifically to subdue Darshan Mohniya Karma, not to separate the Anantanubandhi Kashai, okay? So at the time of right belief, the three instrumental causes, Adha Karan, Apurva Karan, and Anivriti Karan, act specifically to subdue darshan mohniya karma. So because of these three kinds of manifestations, the darshan mohniya karma gets subdued. Okay. So this is also called aprasast upsham. The last one. However, the infinitely binding passions, karmas, anantanubandhi, undergoes sad avastha roop or aprasast upsam naturally on their own without any external instrumentality. Okay. So this aprasast upsam could happen in any of these six ways. Some are overlapping, some are interconnected, but generally these are the six. So now these are all so subtle things that it's just because of omniscience we know such things. Because karma itself is so subtle that we are not able to see the karmas. Okay. So all these information are based on what the omniscience has seen and what it has come out in his divine voice. Okay, that is only the basis. Now these are all seen by the omniscience. Okay, so we should not be very obstinate to understand this very deeply, because it's all according to omniscience knowledge. We at our end cannot understand it fully with the knowledge that we have right now, Mati Srut Gyan, sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge. So whatever is pertaining to omniscience, let's keep it to that only. So when we become omniscient, we will also know all those things. If you want to know everything right now, then what you will do when you get omniscient, right? So most of the topics of Karnan Yoga, it's all related to, Sarvagna's knowledge. Sarvagna's, it has all come from the divine sound of the Tirthankars. So we should not indulge in very deep discussions into such things, because it is not going to yield any result, because it's so subtle that it's not becoming the object of our knowledge. Okay. So when it is not becoming object of our knowledge, discussing about it is futile. Okay. So we should not indulge in any kind of discussions regarding this. Let something be secret with us till we attain omniscience knowledge, and in omniscience knowledge we would be knowing all these things without any effort, naturally. Okay. Now 38 and 39, two questions we are taking together, and who has not read? Priyanka? Yeah.
Judge Nidra. Question number 38. What are non-transformable and non-fructifying karmas?
So
Nidhati.
this is the ninth state. Okay, we were discussing 10th state. So this is the ninth, and the next question is the 10th one. Okay.
Okay. What is Nidhati? Answer. Those karmic natures or prakritis which are incapable of undergoing either transformation into other natures, that is sankraman, or premature fruition, that is udirna, are called non-transformable and non-fructifying karmas, or nidhati.
Next.
Question number 39. What is the fixed bondage of karma whose fruition cannot be altered? That is nikasita.
Nikachit.
Nikachit. Answer. The karmic natures, prakritis that are incapable of undergoing conversion, sankraman, or premature fruition, udirna, or increment or utkarshan, and decrement, upkarshan, are called fixed bondage of karma.
So
Nikashit.
this is the right word that we should use. Increment and decrement. Okay. So the words that has been used previously, those are not the like it could be meaning the same, but this is more we can relate to. Yeah. So we should we can cut down those words in utkarshan and upkarshan and use this word increment and decrement. Okay. So this very well defines their functions. So there are two types of karmas. One is nidati and nikachit. You know, the Tirthankars are having the highest level of merits. Okay. Still, afflictions happen on them. Now, this is very exceptional thing. Only it happens in this Hunda Ausarpini Kal. Okay. This is a special era, and in this era, this kind of things happen. Otherwise, how can Tirthankar have afflictions? Because they are having the highest level of auspicious or merit comers. Okay. So this has just become because there is a category called Nikachit Karma. Okay. So those Nikachit Karma, if it has been bound, nothing happens of it. It has to come into fruition and you have to face the consequences, even if you are a Tirthankar. Okay. So this very well defines the karma theory that if you do such kind of sins where you bind such kind of karmas, then in spite of your good efforts, you cannot neutralize its effect. It will come and come. So these are nikachit karma. So in this nikachit karma, all the four states like, utkarshan, upkarshan, sankraman and udirna doesn't happen. And there is another category called nidati where sankraman and udirna could happen, but utkarshan and upkarshan doesn't happen. Okay. So this is the only difference between nidati and nikachit. Nikachit are the worst kind of things. These are sticky karmas. Okay. So they are going to remain there in spite of your very good efforts. They are not going to reduce in any manner. They will come into fruition and then only they will get detached.
So the intensity of that karma also doesn't get reduced, sir.
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. That's why the Tirthankars have upsarg.
Is it the Ayu karma, sir? Can Ayu karma be like Nikachit?
No, not Ayu karma.
Okay.
These are the general karmas that you have bound, certain level of karmas where you cannot have any kind of transformation in that. Whatever you have bound, that will come into fruition, and whatever comes into fruition, correspondingly, you will suffer. Okay. So there could not be any remedy over there. Even Tirthankars are not able to do anything about that. Okay. So this is a special category of karma. So we generally say that, somebody, if he is manifesting, intense kind of passions, then we say that why you are binding nikachit karma. That means you will suffer. If you bind such karmas, there is no reprieve. There is no way that you can alter it, reduce it, nothing. All other karmas are, we can do that, but not in this. Okay. So this is a special category of karma, and this is best we can avoid, understanding its nature.
Sir, one more with your permission. Even that Chakravarti Padavi, all these are Nikachit. They have to, that will come under this only. They have to endure that Padavi, they have to, what I say in English. they have to be in that post. Chakravarti Padavi like that.
Yeah, but that we cannot consider as Nikachit, you know.
Yes, sir. Nikachit or Nidatit, which one I got left out? One out of this, not only suffering, that enjoyment of this Padavi also will come under this, I think.
No,
We'll
no, no.
verify.
Enjoyment of Padvi will not come. These karmas only reflects what action happens in the soul when there is a rise of such karmas. Okay.
Acha.
So
Anyway,
these are not taken in the positive manner. These
okay.
are taken in the negative manner. In the case of sufferings, and you know that just now I spoke about
Suffering is there, but
Tirthankars effort, that they cannot avoid the afflictions.
yeah.
Although they are Tirthankars, they are carrying the highest level of punya. But just because this is a Nikachit karma, so there could not be any alteration done in that. Okay. Now, 39. 39 we did. Nikachit. Acha, the discussion is still there. Okay.
So last line, yeah, we need to carry on.
Yeah.
These three types of karmas, namely subsided karmic matter, upshanta dravya karmas, non-transformable nidhati, and fixed nikachit, are found only up to the stage of apurva karan gunasthan.
That is the 8th stage. Apurva Karan is the 8th stage. Okay.
Okay. Unprecedented dispositions.
That is 9th stage.
So is it not the English word for apurva karan gunasthan?
No, Apurva Karan Gunasthan is the previous one that you said, no?
It's written in brackets. That's why.
Unprecedented. Okay, this is up 1 minute. Because at the very beginning of the Anivriti Karan. Okay, so Anivriti Karan is 9th stage and Apurva Karan is 8th stage. So
Yeah.
English name for Apurva Karan is unprecedented dispositions. Okay. And Anivriti Karan is irreversible stage of advancement.
Okay, I'll just read from there, sir. Are
Yeah,
found
again,
only up to the stage of apurva karan gunasthan, that is unprecedented dispositions.
You can write down the eighth bracket. You can write down 8th, so you will very well remember. And Anivriti Karan is 9th. Okay.
Okay. Because at the very beginning of entry into the anivriti karan gunasthan, irreversible stage of advancement or no difference in dispositions, all three of these karmic states are simultaneously destroyed. Reference Karma Kand Gatha 450 and Jayadwala, book 13, page 231 to 231 and 676.
Okay. So we should be very careful of what we are manifesting, and we should take proper care that we don't manifest such karmas like this Nikachit karma, okay, which anyways come into fruition. There could not be anything done in its fruition. Okay. Now, further going, so these 10 states of karmas have been explained. Now we are going into further discussions in the terminology of Karnan Yoga. Okay. So one by one, small definitions. What is the sequence of karmic rising? Udayavali. Okay. What is the sequence? From the present moment up to the duration of one avli, the time taken for innumerable samay. Okay. So innumerable samay is equal to one avli. And infinite avli is equal to one samay. Now you know how big is one samay? So the time taken, so this one avli and infinite avli put together is one samay. Now just imagine how fast the transformations are happening, that we are not able to conquer in our limited sensory and scriptural knowledge. Okay. These are all known by the omniscient in his omniscience knowledge. So there is nothing more to discuss about it. We accept it as it is because it has all come from the Tirthankar's Divya Dhvani. Okay. So we are very fortunate to have this to read also. Okay.
So one samay is how much?
So I'll give you the example in a realistic way. So Asankhyat, uh, 1 minute. Asankyat Avli is equal to 1 samay and Asankyat samay is equal to 1 swasosas. And 1 swasosas is equal to 3/4 of a second. So we all know 3/4 of a second, okay? 0.75% of seconds. So we all know that. So in that there are uncountable into uncountable samays has gone. Okay. So this is what is being explained here. From the present moment up to the duration of 1 avli, the time taken for innumerable samay. So in 1 avli, there are innumerable samay. And innumerable avli is equal to 1 swasosas and 1 swasosas is equal to 0.45 seconds. Okay, less than 1 second, 3/4 of a second. So this is what we should understand. Okay, avli. From the present moment up to the duration of 1 avli, the time taken for innumerable samay, the karmic particles capable of fruition that are fit to come to rise are called Udayavali. Okay. So those particles which are ready to get into fruition, they are called the Udayavali. Now, what is the karmic unit of rise? Okay. Karmic unit of rise Nisek. The group of karmic atoms that come into rise within a single unit of time is called Nikshep. Nishek. Sorry, this is Nishek. Okay. So what is the karmic unit of rise? That is called Nishek. The group of karmic atoms that come into rise within a single unit of time. So at a time, this much karma will come into fruition and these are called Nishek. Now the 42 question, what is destruction? That is Sai. The complete dissociation of karma from the soul is called Shay. The dissolution of karmas from their karmic form, that is transformation into a non-karmic state, is termed as Sai. Okay. So either it is going to come into fruition or it will get destroyed on its own. Okay. So whatever is happening in the outside world, we are not the doer of that. Okay. So that are not dependent on me and I am not dependent on that. We both are independent and we both simultaneously coexist. That's all what we can show is a relationship. Okay. So Shai is happened. Then one more definition of Shai is there. That is transformation in non-karmic state is termed Shai. So I think one definition is here missing. (42), then next 43 is training. Okay.
Yes, sir, because it has become Pudgal, no? Karmic, that it has become ordinary Pudgal. That is why the transformation they told.
So it is
Pudgal हो जाएगा.
it was पहले भी पुद्गल था और अभी भी
हाँ.
पुद्गल हो जाएगा,
हाँ.
but it will get detached. That is the
Yes,
main thing.
detached and it will mingle with the universe.
It will be detached from the soul space and it will mingle with the universe. It will change its form. Okay, that's all. So the next question, what is the spiritual ladder? Okay, So this spiritual ladder begins from 8th Gunasthan, okay? That is Apurva Karan. Before that, there is no spiritual ladder. Now, this spiritual ladder could be in two ways. One is subsidence one, and the other one is the destructional. So we have two types of ladder, okay, spiritual ladder. One is subsidence spiritual ladder, and the other is destructional spiritual ladder. So if it is a subsidence one, then it would lead to 8, 9, 10 and 11. After that, it has to fall back compulsorily. Okay. And the other option is the ladder of destruction. Okay. Shapak Shreni. So in that Shapak Shreni, the Gunasthan that comes along are 8, 9, 10 and 12. Then you don't come back. From 11, soul do come back, okay, at a lower stage. But once you reach 12th, then there is no coming back. You are going to get liberated, liberated, liberated. Okay. So in this time of era, this 5th era, nobody have omniscience knowledge right now. So the question of liberation does not exist at all. Okay. So a maximum what we can discuss is the auspicious activities, nothing else. Okay. Now, these spiritual ladders. Okay. So, Darshitji, you read 44 and 45, 46. 3 questions.
Okay. Question 44. How many types of spiritual ladders, Shreni, are there? Answer. There are 2 types of Shreni. The first one is ladder of subsidence, Upsham Shreni, and the second one is ladder of destruction, Shapak Shreni. Question 45. What is meant by ascending the spiritual ladder, Shreni? Answer. From the 7th stage of spiritual development, Gunasthan, onward, a Muni continuously intensifies a state of pure feelings, that is, detached, vitrakta. This progressive elevation is called ascending the spiritual ladder, Shreni. Beyond the 7th Gunasthan, there are 2 such ladders of ascending detached vitrag modes, ladder of subsidence, Upsham Shreni, and ladder of destruction, Shapak Shreni. Each ladder spans 4 Gunasthans. Question 46. What is ladder of subsidence,
So, what
Upsham
is this
Shreni?
4 Gunasthan? Can anyone say? Each ladder spans 4 Gunasthan. So, ladder of subsidence is what and ladder of destruction is what? So, I just
The
discussed.
8, 9, 10, 11
Ah,
and 8, the
8,
Shrapak
9,
Shreni
10,
is 8, 9,
12.
10 and 12,
yes,
where
very good.
you don't come to 11th one.
Yes, you don't fall back. Once you reach the 12th, you never fall back. You go on to become Aryant and then subsequently liberated. Okay. Yeah. So,
Okay.
what is the ladder of subsidence? Yeah, continue.
What is the ladder of subsidence, Upsham Shreni? Which Gunasthans belong to it? Answer. The spiritual ladder along which the 21 types of delusion of conduct, Charitra Mohinya, karmas, subside, and detachment, Vitrakta, continues to increase is called the ladder of subsidence, Upsham Shreni. The 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th Gunasthans belong to the ladder of subsidence, Upsham Shreni.
So, out of 3 types of right belief, Upshamik, Shayopshamik, and Shaik. So, when you are getting into this spiritual ladder, okay, Shreni. So, what kind of ladder, what kind of uh, belief it would be? So, either it could be Opshamic or it could be Shaik. Okay, only 2 are eligible to get into 8th stage. Okay, Sayopshamik Samyak Drashti, although he is a right believer, but he cannot go beyond 7th. Okay, so he cannot go beyond 7th. Why? Because it contains 3 types of flaws, Chal, Mal, Agad, Dosh. And that's why it never goes beyond 7th Sayopshamik Samyak Drashti. So in the present era, if there is any right believer, it would be this Sayopshamik only. Okay. And initially, the right belief would be Opsham, but after 48 minutes, it will convert to Shayopsham. Okay. And Shaik doesn't happen right now. So whoever is a right believer right now, he would be a Shayopshamik Samyak Drashti. Shayopshamik Samyak Drashti. Okay. So now ladder of Upsham has been done. 47. What is ladder of destruction? So that also we discussed, right? Okay. The spiritual ladder along with the 21 types of delusion of conduct. Charitra Monia karmas are destroyed. So delusions of conduct. 1 minute. Let me check the Hindi one. So it is not delusion of conduct. It would be 21 types of conduct deluding karma. Delusion of conduct nahi, conduct deluding karma. Cancel the word of delusion. Okay. What is the ladder of destruction that we are discussing? Okay. The spiritual ladder along which the 21 types of delusion of conduct. So delusion of, you cut down 21 types of conduct deluding karma. Are destroyed and detachment continues to increase is called Shapak Shreni. So two ladders, one is Opshamik and other Opsham Shreni and other is Shapak Shreni. So while in Shapak Shreni, you go on to continually destroying the karmic prakrtiyas, okay? But whereas in the Opshamik Shreni, you are just subsiding it and not destroying it. That is the major difference between the two ladders. Okay. '48. Who is qualified to ascend the spiritual ladder? Okay. Who is qualified? Okay. Qualified. So let's see who is qualified. Priyanka, you read.
Question number 48. Who is qualified to ascend the spiritual ladder? Shreni. Answer. The monk Muniraj abiding in the 10th stage of spiritual development, known as Satisai Aparmatma Virata, the supremely careful and fully restrained, is qualified to ascend the Shreni. A monk possessing Shaik Samyak Darshan and Apramat Charitra, vigilant careful conduct, may ascend either the Upsham Shreni, ladder of subsidential progress, or the Shapak Shreni, that is the ladder of destructive progress. However, one possessing
Dvitiya Upsham.
Dvitiya Pasam,
Upsam.
okay. Dvitiya Upsam, Samyak Darshan, that is right belief arising from second subsidence, can ascend only the Upsham Shreni.
So just because his belief is subsidized one, so he can have only that ladder of suppression only. Okay. It cannot have ladder of distraction. That's a very obvious question. Okay. So A monk who is in the seventh stage, in seventh stage, there are two divisions. One is Swasthan Apramat, the other is Satishay Apramat. Okay. So those who get into Satishay Apramat, they only go to the eighth stage. Okay. But nowadays, since eighth stage is not there, so even in that scenario, we cannot go beyond what they are saying to us. Okay. So this is the limitations. Okay. 49. Chinali.
What is deluding karma? Mohaniya karma. How many types are there and what are they? The karma answer, the karma that serves as the instrumental cause for the soul's perverse dispositions, such as delusion, moha, attachment, raga, aversion, dvesh, etc., is called deluding karma, mohaniya karma. It is of two types. First one, delusion of belief, darshan mohaniya karma. Second, delusion of conduct, charitra mohaniya karma. Should I read, sir? 50.
Yeah, 50 also.
Question: how many types of delusion of belief, darshan mohaniya karma, are there and what are they? Answer: from the perspective of bondage, bandha, delusion of belief, darshan mohaniya karma, is of one type. However, from the perspective of existence, satta, and fruition, uday, it is the of three types: false belief, mithyatva; mixed or fluctuating belief, samyak mithyatva; and right belief, samyak prakriti. Just as rice grain, broken bits, and husk are separated while when millet is ground in a millstone, similarly, the delusion of belief, karma, darshan mohaniya, when processed through the millstone of first subsidence, right belief, upsam samyaktva, is distinguished into these three forms.
So the false belief that is there with the soul since time immemorial. So the first time you manifest the right belief, at that time, that delusion gets divided into three things. Okay. So it was one composite part. Now it has got divided into three. And among these three, one is false belief. Okay. So false belief, then mixed belief, and the third one is the right belief. Okay. So these three are there. And when this get divided into three, and then if you lose that right belief, okay, and you again become a false believer, and over a period of time, those three join again. Okay. So it is not that one, it has broken, it will always remain a broken. If your efforts are of not top level, then again you will fall back, you will have challenges in your life. So it is always advisable to be very alert, all the time very uh, ready to pounce on the karmas. So otherwise, if the karmas become predominant, then you will suffer. Okay. So our knowledge is greater than these karmas. So we are going to win over it. That is for sure. But we should not lose confidence and we should continue what we feel is good and justified. Okay. So now 51. What is Mithyatva Darshan Monia Karma? This is the exact full name. Okay. So we saw that this Darshan Monia Karma gets divided into three. Okay. So that's also very interesting. This question, what is Mithyatva Darshan Monia Karma? Sashikala ji.
Question number 51. What is deluding karma of false belief? That is mithyatva darshana moganiya karma. Answer. The karma that becomes instrumental in producing deluded dispositions where one turns away from the path proclaimed by the omniscient, shows disinterest in the true understanding of the fundamental principles, tattvartha, and is incapable of discerning between benefit and harm. It's called a deluding karma or false belief, mithyatva.
It is called uh, faith deluding karma.
Faith deluding, mithyatva.
Faith deluding karma. So the karma that becomes instrumental in producing deluded dispositions, okay, where one turns away from the path proclaimed by the omniscient, shows disinterest in the true understanding of the fundamental principles, and is capable of discerning between benefit and harm, is called mithyatva darshan monia karma. Okay, the deluding karma of false belief. Now 52. So as I said, the three divisions happened. So we discussed the mithyatva. Now the second one is coming up, mixed one, samyaktva mithyatva. And then we of course discussed the last one, that is question number 53. What is samyak prakriti darshan? Monia karma. Okay. Monia karma. So that we'll discuss later. Now let's see this. Read the answer.
Shall I read?
Yes.
What is deluding karma producing mixed belief? That is samyak mithyatva darshana moganya karma. The karma that becomes instrumental in generating a mixed disposition of belief and similar to cleaned but partially unpolished millet grains with diminished intoxication potency is called samyak mithyatva. That is deluding karma producing mixed belief. 53.
So we had destroyed the 4 quadruplet of passions. Okay, first level of. So out of those 4, no, it's not this one. So this is the third stage. Okay, samyaktva darshan monia. So this is the third stage, mixed stage.
So Prakriti is third stage, sir. I read 52. 53 is what is right belief nature of deluding karma. That is Samyak Prakriti, Darshana Moganya. That is the third stage.
No, that will still remain in the fourth stage. Because samyak prakriti is also one of the 3 parts, no?
Yes, sir.
So that's why they become sayopshamik samyak drashti.
Yes.
And sayopshamik samyak drashti never goes up to the 8th stage. It remains up to 7th only, and that also first part. Okay. So that is the limitation. So now read question number 53. Darshit bhai, read.
Question 53. What is the right belief nature of deluding karma? Samyak Prakriti Darshan Mohinya Karma. Answer. In the right belief attained through suppression come destruction, Shayopshamik Samyaktva, the karma that serves as the instrumental cause in producing subtle faults such as instability, chala, impurity, mala, and lack of that, agatta, is called the right belief type of deluding karma.
And they cannot go beyond 7th. Okay. They remain in the first part of the 7th. They even don't go to the second part. Okay. Because whoever enters the second part, they are by default going to be in the right belief group. Okay. Continue. So who is going to read? Priyanka, you read. Samyak Prakriti Darshan Monia. 53, no? Yeah, 53 we did. Chal Mal Agad Dos. Now we 54. So are you there, Priyanka?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do 54.
What is the conduct deluding karma? Charitra Mohiniya karma. The karma that serves as the instrumental cause in the non-manifestation of conduct, which is a state of inner steadiness, marked by the cessation of attachment and aversion, grounded in right belief and knowledge, is called the conduct deluding karma.
Conduct deluding karma. Okay. The karma that serves as the instrumental cause in the non-manifestation of charitra, which is the state of four inner steadiness, marked by the cessation of attachment and aversion, grounded in right faith and knowledge, is called charitra monia karma. Okay. So what is this charitra monia karma? So one is darshan monia karma and the other is charitra monia karma. So darshan monia karma could go into one moment, but charitra monia karma requires time. It goes off gradually, but definitely it will go off, but we need to do practice. Okay. So as you do more practice, you will learn that this charitra monia karma is easily manageable. The one that is more important is the darshan monia karma, the wrong belief. Okay. So first you have a clarity on that wrong belief, and then subsequently you will realize that also. Okay. So this is charitra monia karma. Like if you put the fan was moving, now you wanted to stop the fan. So what you would do? You would put hands between the blades? No. So what you will do? You just click on the switch and the connection goes off immediately. Although the fan will keep moving for a few minutes, but ultimately it's going to come to a standstill. But before that, in the interim phase, it will have karmic body and tejas body along with him. Okay. So that is the story of the soul. Now, the next question, 55. Darshit Bhai.
How many types of conduct deluding karma are there?
Hmm.
Answer. There are two types, passion producing, kashai, and the second one, quasi passions, no kashai. 16 types of passions, kashai. Passions causing infinite existence, ananta bandhi. Anger, pride, deceit, greed, krodh, man, maya, lobh. Partial vow preventing passions, apratyakan, avarna. Anger, pride, deceit, greed. Complete vow preventing passions, pratyakhan, avarna. Anger, pride, deceit, greed. Perfect conduct preventing passion, sanjolan. Anger, pride, deceit, greed. 9 types of no kashai. Laughter, hasya. Attachment, rati. Dislike, arati. Grief, sok. Fear, bhai. Disgust, jugupsa. Female inclinations, triveda. Male inclination, purushveda. Male and female inclination, napumshka veda. Note, these 9 quasi-passions also occur in 4 forms, anantabandhi, etc., meaning that their rise happens as far as possible, together with those like anger, krodh, etc. For clarification, read the section on the chapter on passions, Kashai Bhav, Antaradhikar, in Bhavat Ipika from pages 49 to 70.
So this is the reference given from Bhav Deepika, where there is a really good explanation on this all kinds of passions. So we have 16 major passions and 9 quasi passions. Okay. So out of these 16 major passion, one would be always in the rise. Okay. So out of 4 major passion, one will always run, and out of quasi passion, one will run minimum. Okay. It could be multiple happening, but one will always be there. So that is what something special that I wanted to say about. Now moving on to the question number 56. What is Kashai karma? Okay, passion producing karma. So whenever you manifest passion, there is a corresponding bondage happening. We need not say anything. Only just by dint of your understanding, you can very well avoid this type of karma. Okay. So what is this Kashai karma? Question number 56. Sasikala ji, you read.
Question number 56. What is passion producing karma? That is Kashaya karma. Answer. The transgressive and vast karmic field, samsara rupi karma kshetra, when plugged, yields crop in the form of soul's distorted states, vikari parinama, that are contrary to the soul's own nature, atma subhava, and which produce various kinds of worldly pleasures and pains. These are called passions, kashaya. Those modifications which cause suffering, vegetation, and suffocation of the soul are called passions, kashayas. The karmas whose previously bound forms manifest as consequences during such passionate states are also termed as kashaya karma. Moreover, during these passionate modifications, when new karmic karmic varganas are drawn and transformed into karmic form by the soul itself, that too is referred as the kashaya karma.
So three types of Kashai karmas are there. So we already saw the first one. Those mute. I'm getting background noises. Okay. So what is passion producing karma? The transgressive and vast karmic field. Okay. Sansar rupi karma kshetra. All around us, there are these karmic particles in infinite numbers. Okay. When plowed, yield crops in the form of the soul's distorted states. So when there is a rise of this karma, there is a soul's distorted states happening, vikari parinam, that are contrary to the soul's own inherent nature, atma swabhav, okay, and which produce various kinds of worldly pleasures and pains. These are called passions. Second one, those modifications which cause suffering, agitation, and suffocation of the soul, okay, are called passions. The karmas whose previously bound forms manifest as consequences during such passionate states are also termed as Kashai karma. And the third one, moreover, during this passionate modification, when new karmic varganas are drawn in and transformed into karmic form by the soul itself, that too is referred as Kashai karma. So the Kashai karma has been explained from three different angles. Now the next question and today's last. What is no Kashai karma? We can very well do the 58 also. Okay. Yeah. 57 and 58. Quickly, Darshit ji.
Okay. What is quasi-passional karma, no Kashai karma? Answer. No means slight, a little, or minimal. That which is a slight or marginal form of Kashai karma is called no Kashai karma. Question 58. What is the passion binding karma that leads to infinite existence, Anantabandhi Kashai karma? Answer. The karmas that obstruct or harm, katet, the soul's manifestation in its true nature of conduct, Swarup Charan Charitra Parinam, are called Ananta Bandhi Kashai Karma. Atma Anant plus Anubandhi, Anantanubandhi, Ananta, the endless cycle of existence, samsara, that is a state of false belief, mithyatva parinam, Anu, along with, together, Bandhi, that which binds. The passions created due to association with false belief is called Ananta Nubandhi Kashai Karma. That passion which associates itself with infinite substances, dravya, space, kshetra, time, kal, and modes, bhav, is termed Anantabandhi Kashai. For example, the passionate dispositions of the soul that occur in an unruly manner, unjustly, immorally, irrationally, against governance, society, or religion. This passion acts as a cause in obstructing both right belief, samyaktva, and right conduct, charitra.
So, 50.
I did both together,
57,
and
58.
58.
Okay, 57, 58. So first one, quasi-passional karma. So we all know quasi means little bit or minimal or slight. Okay. Kinchit. In Hindi, we use the word kinchit. That which is a slight or marginal form of kasai karma is called no kasai karma. So the four major karmas are Krodman, Maya, Lobh, and then this quasi karma. So out of four major karmas, one will be always in the rise, okay? And the other one would be one quasi karma. So all these comes together. The next question. Now, what is the passion binding karma that leads to infinite existence? Anantanubandhi, okay? The karma which prevents the right belief is called Anantanubandhi Kashai karma. Okay. So the actual job of the Anantanubandhi Kashai is to prevent you from manifesting right belief. Okay. So what would be then apratyakhana karma? So Anantanubandhi we have mentioned. Apratyakhana karma prevents vows. Okay. So it is called vow preventing passions. So similarly, the definition, partial vow preventing passion, then complete vow preventing passions. So similar are the name of all these four, Anantanubandhi and all. So the karma that obstructs the soul's manifestation in its true nature of conduct, Swarupachran Charitra, okay, are called Anantanubandhi Kashai. So if there is a rise of Anantanubandhi Kashai, you cannot have true soul's manifestation of true nature of conduct. Ananta Anubandhi is Anantanubandhi. Anant means infinite, the endless cycle of existence. Sansar, that is the state of false belief. Mithyatva parinam. Anu, along with, together. And Bandhi means that which binds. This is the next page, no? The passion created due to association with false belief. Okay. So whenever the false belief would be there, along with that Anantanubandhi would be there. And whenever there is a right belief existing, then along with that, this Anantanubandhi will not be there in any case. Okay. So if the Anantanubandhi Kashai goes away, then whatever is left over is very minuscule. Okay. It is not at all counted in spiritual texts like Sem6. It has been mentioned that if you are getting rid of this false belief, along with that this Anantanubandhi passions, then 99.999% of your work has been done. Now whatever is left is a formality and you don't become a doer of that. Okay. That passion which associates itself with infinite substances, space, time and modes is termed as Anantanubandhi Kashai. For example, the passionate disposition of the soul that occur in an unruly manner, unjustly, immorally, irrationally against governance, society, or religion. Okay. So these kind of passions are called anantanubandhi. It is against governance, against society, against religion. Okay. धर्म के विरुद्ध, समाज के विरुद्ध, and देश विरुद्ध. You know, these three are this. The passion acts as a cause in obstructing both right belief and right conduct. So these are all the. So we stop here and we will continue with question number 59. Okay. That will be apratyakhana varana. So this Anantanubandhi Kashai is a special type of Kashai because actually it is a kind of passion, but it has been connected with the false belief. Okay. So it also affects the false belief, it also affects the passions. So it has got dual role. Okay. Anantanubandhi Kashai. So today was lecture 30. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को